Last year, Dubai-based Avarda announced its entry into the Indian market. Avarda purchased Amritsar MSW Private Limited, which had a concessional agreement with the Amritsar Municipal Corporation. Today we have with us Mr. Amit Bajpai. He's the director of Avarda India, to tell us more about his company's integrated waste management project for Amritsar. Welcome to Solid Waste India, sir.
Thank you, Afri.
Could you begin by telling us about Avarda's activities in Amritsar? What are some of the challenges you've been facing on ground?
Source segregation. Old habits die hard. So keeping 2 bins in a house, 3 bins in a house, you are dealing with all sorts of strata of society. Nevertheless, once we are here in waste management field or any company work together, it becomes our responsibility that in the initial 2 years, we have to teach a lot. We have a separate budget for that. We engage agency. So the challenges are these two only, the involvement of the people. Unless until the people get involved, no project can be successful. So that is the only challenge. Otherwise, from the government side, from the other classes, we do not face much of a challenge.
Could you just give us an overview of your plans for the waste to energy plant?
We are planning to set up a waste to energy plant of around, say, 15 megawatt there, which will utilize both the legacy waste as well as the fresh waste. The technology tie-up has been made with a renowned waste to energy company, and we will reclaim the land. We have been allotted 20 acres of land, which is full of trash and legacy waste only. At the moment, we are bioremediating it and clearing a portion of at least 10 to 12 acres so that we can set up first a pre-processing plant, thereafter a waste to energy plant, and then a sanitary landfill in those 10 to 12 acres of land. So this is the plant. This will take time. It has got a process that we have to prepare a DPR. The DPR has got to be submitted to a government agency. Then it goes for tariff approval. After tariff approval, the PPA is to be signed. Once the PPA is signed, then the project becomes bankable and we do the financial closure. Once the financial closure is done, then the waste to energy plant can be implemented uninterrupted. We do not get any gate fee. It will be totally tariff-based bidding. Amritsar also has user charges. The notification is issued. We are the agency which have won the tender for the complete integrated solid waste management plant, and we will be collecting, and we are collecting those charges. The charges range from 30 rupees to 50 rupees to 100 rupees depending upon size of the plot and size of the house and nature of the establishment, whether residential or commercial.
I see. And have you started collecting it yet?
It is being collected regularly, but at the moment the penetration is low. Penetration is basically, say, 25 to 30%, because often in the initial stages people are reluctant to pay because they know the waste has got to be collected any which ways. Nobody is going to leave their waste behind. But when we do all these nukkad nataks and IEC activities and all those things, we identify local influential leaders as well who will go along with us from door to door, teaching segregation. So when normal people see that all these activities are taking place and it is for their betterment of their own surroundings, they start paying. There'll always be initial resistance, but thereafter nobody bothers about.
Talking about resistance, waste to energy has been fairly controversial in India. What are you doing at your end to prevent any opposition to the plant?
See, first of all, a very important thing is education to the masses, especially to the people living around. It is all about teaching the general public that the waste to energy plant cannot be set up unless they have full control over flue gas cleaning systems. Now, to teach them something like flue gas itself will take time, but there are methods and processes, demonstrations, videos, and other material through which we are teaching the people that instead of a dump site, if a noiseless, fully enclosed waste to energy plant is created in the same space, then it will be good for the city, good for the environment, good for the pollution. It takes time. But what I have seen is slowly people are becoming acceptable. I would say the political class and the bureaucratic class, they are very well aware of the facts and they are convinced also. And many of them have visited abroad and within the country, and they have seen the plants operating within the country with their own eyes, and they have inquired about it.
One of the common criticisms is that waste to energy plants are not suited to the Indian waste characteristics because we have a large wet waste component. How would you argue that?
The technology that is being adopted in waste to energy plants worldwide is only for wet waste itself. It is not for dry waste. It is for the waste which has at least 50 to 60% moisture component, at least 20 to 30% inert component, and balanced combustible portion is only 30% odd. So this technology of low pressure, low temperature boiler is designed for low calorific value, because lower than 1000 or 1100 there can be no fuel.
Moving on to, what are your other plans for expansion in the country?
Our main focus while entering India is purely development of a number of waste to energy plants, because we see a lot of potentials wherever there is a dump site. We do not want to go and acquire green and barren land or ask government to give us levelized land. We would rather be happy in reclaiming land from the dump site and setting up a beautiful waste to energy plant instead there.
This is Averda's first large-scale waste-to-energy project. So how sure are you that your plant will be able to deliver, and you can carry out your plans for expansion of lots of waste-to-energy projects in India?
See, Averda is basically a very strong process-driven engineering company. We have set up during the peak of the COVID times. We airlifted incinerators from Heathrow Airport to Abu Dhabi and Dubai to address the COVID waste. They are still functioning. We've been doing large contracts with Saudi Aramco for industrial hazardous waste. We have got a lot of biomedical waste plants in South Africa. So we are basically a process, not merely a waste management or facility management company. It's a large process engineering driven company. We have got competences within house. We have got tie-ups with various technology partners, and and we are very confident type of reception that we have seen from the government of India and the state government, especially in places like Delhi, Bombay, Amritsar and Jabalpur. I think the whole executive setup and political setup both are very keen and looking forward for new developers to come in, make investment and set up these waste to energy plants. It becomes a crown for the state.
Do you think that the policy level support is present in India, or do you think that the government can take further steps to allow more plants?
Before a project is auctioned or tendered, I would rather say, a government should ensure that environmental clearance for waste to energy plant is taken in advance. Tariff is set in advance. There is a clear bifurcation of to which extent the tariff burden will go to the DISCOM and to what extent the tariff will be taken up by the urban local body. So if these two measures are in place, tariff and environmental clearance, then a waste to energy plant can be set up within a flat 18 months period. Government will have to start thinking that if these landfill site or dumping ground have to go away, then they have to first think about the disposal of RDF which is going to be generated. Thereafter, anything else can be set up. Everything can't be put on to the contractor to do.
And what is Averda doing that is different and that adds value? What are you bringing to India?
We've been into collection and transportation of waste since last more than 2 decades. That becomes a very niche and core area because that is your fuel supply management. The thermal power plants often want coal mines within their portfolio so that they have an advantage over fuel supply, surety over fuel supply. Now, we also wish to have such integrated projects where we have the supply side fully assured to us, and segregation and all those things are our forte. On the other hand, we are not depending upon one particular technology in processing of the waste. When I say Hitachi for boiler, then for flue gas, I might be having an Italian technology. For control and instrumentation of the entire plant, I might be having another European technology. So, we are actually mixing and matching various technologies to become cost effective in India. Normally, when you set up a plant in Europe, the cost of project might be 20 million per megawatt. We are confident that within 5 million per megawatt, we will set up a project in India per megawatt when I say. So that is the advantage that we are going to bring in terms of cost, so that the ultimate cost of energy is not too high, is affordable even for the government or the masses, both.
Great. Thank you so much for speaking with Solid Waste India.
Thank you so much, Afreen. Thanks a lot.